Hello everyone, welcome to Classic Reddit, where real humans read Reddit content. Today's Ask Reddit question is, what asshole design is so commonplace that we just accept it as part of our lives with no alternative? If you're interested in making these kind of videos, please check out the end of this video so you can get in touch with us. We want to have a call with you. The great thing about using a reader like this to make content is that it's much more friendly to the beginner. You don't have to come up with a script, you don't have to edit your content, you don't have to do any of the things that usually have to be done to make content on YouTube. Think about it. Today's Ask Reddit question: what asshole design is so commonplace that we just accept it as part of our lives with no alternative? The first reply by Carrot P. The survey screen that pops up immediately after the load page. Like, can I please have a few minutes of pursuing your site before you ask me for my opinion? If the survey screen popped up right before I left, I'd be more inclined not to be an asshole when answering the question. Those are the worst. Also, when they immediately ask you to subscribe to their newsletter and the options are yes and no thanks, I'm an actual fucking idiot, a literal troglodyte who enjoys eating toenails and hates knowing new things. I just please accept cookies. To read the subscribe to our newsletter here, gang. Now let's shuffle around because a banner ad just loaded. Article, here's an autoplay video that you definitely didn't ask for already. That was hard to narrate properly. Automated answering services are the creation of the devil. What monster decided to make us listen to 5 minutes of options before finding out we just needed to press 1, and then we either get shunted over to an all-new auto-answering service or get put on interminable hold, listening to god-awful light jazz in a distant elevator that has the audio quality of 2 cans connected with a piece of string. You know, at least you used to be able to reach a person eventually. Now, I encounter a lot of them where the automated system doesn't help you, it just hangs up. They leave you. On the positive side, I work in customer service and used to be concerned about losing my job to robots. That's never gonna happen because companies don't even care about making their robots helpful. Companies like my employer that have real people help you, and they charge more because of their service as a result. I don't know if I buy that. I'm pretty sure that eventually things will be automated, but maybe it won't be in our lives or our kids' lives, but eventually that happens. I guess that's so far away that you don't have to worry about it now. Are you aware that we have a website at www.wedon'tgiveafuckaboutcustomers.com where you can find answers to most questions? Where do you think I found your number? Come on. I was annoyed when I had to call you. Now I'm livid. I don't want a robot. I want to talk to a human being that will listen to my problems and help me in the right direction. I want a bank to tell me they can't refund my overdraft fee. I need to be told that by a real voice. A lot of those can be bypassed by just pressing 0 a couple times. But I agree, I hate that shit. Printers, which require ink that's more expensive than the printer itself. Hey, there is an alternative. Laser printers that last a decade or more. Buy one now and you may eventually be trying to figure out how to connect your printer, which still works just fine when USB and Wi-Fi are antique technologies. Monochrome Brother Laser. It's the only way to fly. If you just have to have color, it's not much of a step up in price, and they run forever. I've been in IT a long time. I've never tossed out a Brother. Plenty of HPs though. All got replaced with Brothers. Can't stand printer technology, to be honest. It's barely changed over decades and it's still archaic. Scissors being put in packages that require scissors to open. It's everywhere. We all complain about it, and somehow this still isn't fixed. More responses to what asshole design is so commonplace that we just accept it as part of our lives with no alternatives. Subscription services. I would rather pay for something up front once than every month. I'd like to take this time to say fuck Adobe. It seems like so many companies are moving towards subscription services. We're just going to be paying so much for everything in the future. Adobe sometimes rescinds your license to older versions of their products, purchase, not cloud, and threatens to sue you if you continue using them. The amount of apps I'd spend money in if it wasn't subscription-based and I could just pay up front a year is astounding. I've been using a really old computer and was blown away to find you need to pay out for Word on a yearly basis, and it's way more expensive. I've used the free version online, and LibreForce had compatibility issues. I need Photoshop for work, and I pay about $10 a month for full, always updated Photoshop and Lightroom. $10 per month. I couldn't and wouldn't pay $600 for Photoshop just to own it. Once my work project is done, I will have no use for it, so I just cancel the sub. I don't think $10 a month is bad for what you get. Where subs piss me off is all the fucking apps. Every damn one. Nickel and dime you to death. Every adult coloring book. $4.99 a month. Every filter camera. $9.99 a month. Everything. If an app doesn't have a free mode with some functionality, it gets deleted on the spot. I don't care how good or useful it might be. DJ Pro went from £50 to £50 per year to serve our customers better. Pop-up ads. I hate it when I have to use a browser without an ad blocker and discover the internet is still pretty much just as awful as it was in the 2000s. Holy yes. I was on my phone looking for a seasoning recipe yesterday for making my own chicken tacos. The different ad came up at once. 3 of them, obscuring the whole page. One streaming a video with the audio playing by default. Microscopic X buttons on all 3 with transparent background. Nope, I'm gonna battle to see your content. Bye. I'm convinced that the current model of running the internet on advertising revenue is just unsustainable. It's horribly inefficient, unreliable, and annoying. What we need is a technology where your machine automatically pays cryptocurrency for the services that you use, but with a built-in security to make the services take only a fair amount and can't game the system. It's tough, but I predict that the first company that can make this work in a practical way stands to become the next Google. Of course, I wouldn't be surprised if Google did it themselves. Joke's on them. That cryptocurrencies and browsers already exist. There's a browser called Brave, and you get cryptocurrency for putting your attention on stuff. Yeah. Stuff like that exists. We live in a time where you should just assume stuff exists. That's one of, if I have to think of one of the differences between people who do stuff and live cool, interesting lives and get happy and stuff, and people who just are sad and don't really change their circumstance, is that the people who change their circumstance, well, they assume things exist. Whereas people who don't change their circumstance, they think it can't happen, if that makes sense. So both are the response to something you don't know. You want something, you don't know about it, so you either assume it's been done before and you just have to find someone else who did it, or you assume it doesn't exist, right? And the assumption you make says a lot about the headspace you're in. This reply to what asshole design is so commonplace that we just accept it as part of our lives with no alternatives. Unpaid internships. I'm a zoology major, and that's the only way you can get experience, and every single one of them is unpaid. And it requires you to be responsible for your own travel and your housing. Most of the time, they are hundreds of miles away from where you live. After living out my dream by working with tigers and lions, I left that field. I had done years of work, and the last unpaid internship had me working 60 hours a week and in the middle of the night. The payoff? A job offer to keep working with said lions and tigers for $10 an hour. I'm an animal expert. I've successfully rehabbed baby mice. Baby mice! I'm worth more than $10 an hour. I just couldn't. I'm on my way to the human medical field now. I want to rock climb and move on to the mountains and live a life I enjoy. I had to make a choice. Pants with non-existent pockets, be they fake or minuscule or lacking even a semblance of pockitude. Also, sheer tops. Why are all the women's clothes see-through? I buy a shirt to cover myself, not to cover my other shirts with. My fiance bought pants where they seemed to be side pockets, but when she got them from Amazon, the pockets weren't pockets, but just fabric designed to look like pockets. Why? Whoever said, "Man, I love these jeans, but I wish they had even less places to put things." It's so annoying when I go to shopping for a new shirt or something and all the men's clothes are sturdy, while all the women's clothes are basically tissue paper. Yeah, my friend refuses to buy clothes without pockets now. I've resorted to making my own skirts just so I can have pockets, and pockets that actually fit more than a couple of coins. Like my phone, it fits in my pocket. Planned obsolescence. Obsolescence. Something goes obsolescent. Oh my god. This is a response to what asshole design is so commonplace that we just accept it as part of our lives with no alternative. Planned obsolescence. Whatever. When a company plans that something's going to go old and expire so that they can have their new product out, and they make that happen sooner than it would happen naturally. That's what that word I can't pronounce means. Things that are expensive and necessary, but designed to only last for a few years, so you have to buy the newest version. There are things that would often be easier to design in a way to make them last longer, but that the company would cut into profits, so they're deliberately engineered to have a brief operating life so that you'll buy the company's next product. Light bulbs and razor blade come to mind here as some of the earlier products that featured this. It's often just not using high quality parts, where cheaper ones will do. Now it's literally designed to not last. Touchscreens in cars are deadly. You must take your eyes off the road to adjust the heat or change a song. Physical buttons can be done by touch. Absolutely, it's mental. And inevitably, the touchscreen will fail before any normal buttons would. Porsche seems to be listening. Went to having main controls be physical and touch controls are now low frequency things like presets on a radio. Yes, this is the truth. My car is almost an antique, and I can easily do just about anything I need to without even glancing. I drive my parents' cars and it's all touchscreen. I've literally had to pull over just to adjust things at times because I didn't feel safe trying to do it while driving. My Mazda had a touchscreen that cannot be used if the car is in motion. There's physical controls that allow you to do most things while you're driving, like volume and general stereo controls. The ability to view your text message is also disabled. Messages can only be heard while moving. It drives my family nuts because they all drive vehicles that don't do this and are insanely dependent on the screens. That's why I never got a new car, still driving the Honda CR-V that I got when I was 16, and I'm 30, because it's so easy to operate. My friend has a Tesla, and what really surprises me is when I said I wouldn't get one if I had the money. Sure, it has plenty of nice features, but you need a co-pilot if you want to adjust anything when you're on the move. With very few exceptions, scissor manufacturers. Left-handers are 10% of the population. Cut us some slack. Fucking shopping carts designed so that if the shopper behind you accidentally bumps you, it catches you right in the Achilles tendon. This last epic post by Corvus7Corax. Make containers out of recyclable material, but design them in shapes that are very hard to clean out once empty. Have recycling companies throw the recyclable containers in the landfill because they're not clean enough. Blame consumers for not washing their recycling properly when the containers are designed to be nearly impossible to clean. Big plastic makes and sells more new containers and increases global pollution, but avoids all the responsibility. Have no one complain because they're all too forced on feeling eco-guilt. All recyclable containers should be designed to be easily cleaned in the dishwasher. Please make laws about this. The flip top, squeeze top opening can still be in the top of the container, but make the bit that unscrews be located at the point where the maximum diameter of the container is both the top and the bottom is the same so that it can be easily cleaned. One more to add. Companies paying massive amounts of anti-littering ads to push the problem that they created. Do not call lists. Why? should I have to provide information to the ones harassing me? Make it a do-call list. Let the dregs who make telemarketing worth the effort go to the trouble of signing up for it. And yeah, keep the expiry date on that. Keep the motherfuckers on their toes. We've been on the National Do Not Call list since its inception. We still get about 15 to 20 calls. 15 to 20 calls a day? Man, that's why you need to change your numbers. I'm at the point now where I'm thinking about changing our phone number. Come on, thinking about it? Because we're old, and yes, we have a landline. But I know that that'll only stop them temporarily. Maybe a few months, if we're lucky. The government can't actually do anything about it, because a lot of these companies are calling from overseas. Also, dude, who tried to harass me that one time and convinced me to send you a money offer? You can fuck off right now, and I hope you get a horrible disease. Seriously, what the no. Alright everybody, thanks for watching. If you want to make these kind of videos, let's have a video chat. Talk to us about it. Go to our contact page on this YouTube channel, do the captcha code, get our email, and say hello. And we'll set up a Zoom call and we can chat. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Ciao.